inventory space. And I'm not sure if I'm profiting enough off it to justify it, basically. That went surprisingly well. And she dropped 2 royal honey. That is tempting. It's a whole lot more armory. But at the same time, I'm a little unsure because of the one sec. I'm a little unsure because of the the reduction to health. There we go. I'm a little nervous over that. Okay, just beat up the random bees that survived. You do. One thing I realized is that oh Christ, the way we handled this does kind of mean that fair chance all these bees have just died out. Like they've, like we just killed their matriarch and I got rid of the rest of the bees. They're not exactly in a good state now. They might actually die out, and then there won't be any more, honey to be used as, some, ye olden folk remedy. So, kind of, fucked us over in the future, Let's take a swing over this way. I'll head back and deliver the honey to them in a bit. Let's just have a look around here first. Wait. Oh, I can no longer do lightning nova. That's disappointing. I didn't realize I'd taken it off. It was just always kind of just there, so I always expected it to be there. Okay, now I can use this. I think there's something else I can now use as well. Stormcaller's amulet. I think that's it, yeah. Now I can use a cracked lodestone. Weapons, shields, and caster offhands. Ooh, a serrated spike. Does some piercing, bleeding, and increases to it. And impaling weapons. Empower your weapons to pierce through armor. This ability must be toggled to maintain its effect. 50 energy reserved, 12 piercing damage, plus 25% pierce damage, 5 piercing damage to pets, plus 25 pierce damage. Now that's tempting. At the same time though, I think the engine overtake will be nice. Okay. Sadly I can only use one or the other. Energy Nova or a Boff. I'll go with the Energy Nova. And we'll keep on exploring. What's... Actually, firstly, before we have a look over there... Christ. Tree, and we just keep spamming this for a moment. Well, it's nearly as effective as I was hoping it would be. The undead knights are quite tanky. Like, seriously. tree. Need to get rid of the warlock. Like, now. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end this now in a mo. Getting rather tired. Nothing really to say right now, to be honest. It's just kind of a mindless wander around here. Nice. Just wander around here for a little bit and bludgeon a few people. You know, like a good Friday night. Okay, we're in here. Enemies significantly below your level will not drop rare crafting materials. We're now in the Arcovian Undercity. And some aspirations. Oh, sorry, apparitions. Aspirations is a very different thing. Ooh, is this better? New. Let's level up. Then my people can handle that. It's tempting to put them all in there, but it's probably not the best of ideas. Occultist. I'm honestly thinking of buffing these stuff up a bit further. Just to make sure they stay useful in a fight. So I could put in like one here, here, and here. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you know what? It just isn't working. Well, sorry, I'm just not into it at the same time. Well, what? Start again. Part of me's thinking of saying, "Ooh, cool. We're now on 2 projectiles if us to go up that way. Nice." Part of me's thinking, like, you know what? These just aren't great. Let's just focus on soldier. But at the same time, maybe we should try and make him good. You know what? 2. You know what? Sure, we'll go with the 3. Should try and max these out. You know what? Yeah. Maybe I should focus on that. Just try and max those skills out and actually get them good. No. No. Come on, keep bludgeoning. Bludgeoning. Okay, can't go that way. Okay. What, you know, what a warm welcoming, ain't it? You know, some, you know, crossbow quarrels right to the fucking gut. What's such a warm welcome? My God. Okay, moving on. We can't go that way. And here's some more apparitions. And I'm sure they have plenty of aspirations. I love how we left behind ectoplasm and blood. Just to confuse me. So, like, also Haunted Noble. Wouldn't be haunting noble, because you know, they're not exactly being haunted, unless it's in a more metaphorical sense. Okay, there we go. Let's grab this. Forbidden Passage and Forbidden Art. Collect forbidden passages within the runes of Old Arcavia. A fragmented passage in Old Arcavia's history, possible to decipher without the remaining pieces. And it's Forgotten Passage and Forbidden Art. I thought it said forbidden passage. No, Forgotten. They whisper about us when they think we're not listening. They fear what we do, and yet they crave it. It is only in man's nature to fear what he does not understand, and our art is no different. Necromancy was never held in high regard in our caving society, but it is only in recent years have we been treated with such growing animosity. Now, with the recent formal decree from the High Court, we're not just outcasts, we are criminals. What they fail to understand is that the only crime committed that day was against the pursuit of knowledge and the advancement of our people. Already they are rounding up my brethren under the guise of justice, taking them deep into their den of torture they call the steps of torment. I suppose it is only a matter of time before they come knocking on my door. Let me take a quick drink. You know, I really should use the all the components I have. I put a few polished gems on. Boost up my stats a bit more if I wanted. I could try my stuff already has things on. I was going to say I could use mutagenic ichor, but no, I already have stuff on. Could put on some beastly fur, bristly fur for a bit extra health and constitution. Slap it on the fortified doublet. Okay, and I'll slap that on there. Vicious spikes, savage spikes from an unnatural being. It's a 4-component thing, so you need put 4 partial components together, you get a full thing. 1 piercing damage, plus 3% pierce damage, 6 reduced target's armor for 5 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, an Aether Soul. Need to get more of these. Anything here? No. Just some more partial bristly fur. I'm sure I'll get more eventually. What's this? Ah, an old lectern. So another one for the forbidden art and whatnot. Ooh. There's a skeletal warlock. There's gone a skeletal warlock. That random lightning attack is actually rather nice. Let's see. It does have an AoE to it. It's a meter, which is nice. Christ, I'm just trying to clear it out so I can just sit and read in peace, and it's just like gradually leading me away from it. Forgotten passage. Okay. I'm gonna actually head over this way and go over here for a moment. Skeletal Deathbolt Archer. You know, despite their name, they've never actually been that dangerous, surprisingly. Like, it's rather surprising. But I'm sure the Huggy Fluffle Pacifist kitty is incredibly dangerous. Or, whatever. Okay, that's broken. Moving on. Swing over this way, and we'll go up this way. None there. None there. Can't even actually break that, surprisingly. It's kind of weird how they have a breakable one right next to an unbreakable one. Well, whatever. It's not too big of a deal, really. Better take off the lightning thing, Don't want to get electrocuted. Thankfully, I doubt the game works like that. Would be a bit of a nuisance if it did. Suddenly having flashbacks to Dungeon Siege 2. At one stage in the game, you run into a mini boss. It's near enough. It's near enough to the end of the game. It's like early act, what, 3, act 4. I can't remember. It's not including the DLC, just the base game. Whatever the last act is, maybe it should be second last act. I'm not sure. But regardless, at the third city you go to in the game, like the third hub, there's a boss there. It's like it's all set in the desert to give you further detail. And the boss is immune to all combat mage magic. There's like 2 different types of mages in the game. Healing mages and whatnot, and combat mage. Also, Nomos Dread. Alright, do this. No, sadly, not great. The healing mages and like elemental mages, and then there's like chaos and destruction mages. The enemy is completely immune to chaos and destruction mages. Completely. And since my main character was one of them, it was very difficult to get past them. But I managed to do so, and I have actually completed the game. But later on in the game, you ran into multiple versions of that boss, leading up to the final boss. There's multiple versions of it. I just ran the feck past. Words of power from an ancient language that cannot be spoken by mortal men. Plus 4% of vitality damage, 3 offensive ability, 2% vitality resistance, and 4% bleeding resistance. Let's see. Higher chance to block more thing, slightly a longer block recovery, lower damage, increased vitality damage and cold damage, lightning resistance, vitality resistance, 68 vitality retaliation, plus 21% to all retaliation damage. It is actually tempting to use. While it does do less physical damage, that's not too much of a big deal, really. You're not sure. You go there and get a shell. Okay. Ooh, let's open it. Surprisingly, in this game, it has not gone wrong. And that it does actually surprise me. I was expecting something to happen, but no. Surprisingly, no. Okay. Swing down this way. Weathered chest. Okay. Grab this. Forbidden passage. Forgotten passage. Last days of Arcovia. And a relic for Rampage. Ancient forging technique total loss to the Grim Dawn. Unmatched passion to wage war in the name of Orion. Plus 16% physical damage. Plus 24% bleeding damage. 12 cunning and 4% attack speed. Rampage, 33% chance on critical hit. Enter into an enraged state upon landing a critical blow against your target, assuring that there is more to follow. 18 seconds skill recharge, 8 seconds duration, 360% bleeding damage over 3 seconds, plus 40 offensive ability, and plus 15% total speed. And there's a completion bonus of random stats. As I write this, the dark columns of smoke billow up from the port where the madness long polluting in the restive populace has finally boiled over. A blazing merchant galley, abandoned by its crew and freed of its moorings, plows into a group of fishing boats, wood splintering, the fire quickly spreading amongst the sails. I hear shouting in the courtyard below, the clash of iron not far beyond. Woman screams repeatedly, her words indiscernible.